Taiwan egg import scandal, officials and business leaders released on bail. Taipei City appoints new deputy mayor and deputy secretary general. Taipei Dome faces criticism after leaks during baseball game. China's youth unemployment hits fresh high. Singapore opens its first ministerial graft trial. U.S. to return a trove of nearly 300 antiquities to India. Soccer pitch collapses as parts of UK are hit by flash floods. Princess Kate makes first public appearance after cancer treatment.
Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Wednesday, September 25th, and here are your top stories. In local news, following accusations of profiting from egg imports during a shortage, Taipei prosecutors questioned several suspects on September 24. Livestock Council official Wu Junda was released on 500,000 NT dollars bail, while超思and Liangcai heads were also granted bail, with travel restrictions imposed. The Taipei City government announced the appointment of Zhang Wende as deputy mayor and Yu Zhenhua as deputy secretary general, effective immediately. Zhang, a master's graduate in urban planning from National Chengkong University, previously served as deputy secretary general and has extensive experience in urban planning and government roles, including positions in both central and local governments, as well as in Taipei and New Taipei. At the Taipei Dome last week, during the retirement game of baseball star Zhou Siqi, 80,000 fans attended over 2 days, setting a record. However, heavy rain caused leaks in the seating area, sparking criticism. Taipei City Councillor Xu Shuhua pointed out that the dome has experienced 17 leaks in less than a year since its opening. She urged stricter supervision of the developer for glory and called for faster improvements and an evaluation system. And in global news, China's youth unemployment rate in August rose to the highest level since the new system of record-keeping began in December, driven by an economic slowdown and restrictive hiring policies. Data from the National Bureau of Statistics show that the jobless rate for people in China aged 16 to 24 and not in school rose to 18.8% last month, up from 17.1% in July. China's urban unemployment rate across all age categories rose to 5.3% in August compared to 5.2% in July.
Dan Wang, chief economist at HSBC, said, "It's increasingly hard for young people to find high-paying jobs as before because, in the past 3 years, the high-value-added city services sectors, which used to absorb many fresh graduates, were in sharp contraction, particularly in real estate, finance, and IT." China's youth unemployment has also been affected by restrictive hiring policies amid a struggling economy, as companies are refusing to hire recent college graduates due to the difficulty and costs involved in firing workers in China. The updated jobless rate for young people excludes those still in school, reflecting the increasing number of individuals pursuing higher education in a more competitive job market.
Singapore's first ministerial corruption trial in nearly half a century began Tuesday, with former Transport Minister Iswaran battling charges in the rare scandals in the Asian financial hub known for its squeaky clean government. A former senior politician in the long-ruling People's Action Party, Iswaran pleaded guilty in January to 35 charges of accepting gifts such as concert tickets and golf clubs valued at 403,000 Singapore dollars. Graft, and obstructing justice. But in a twist at the start of the trial, local media said prosecutors would not proceed with only 5 charges.
These include 4 charges related to public servants obtaining valuable items and 1 charge of obstruction of justice. Prosecutors said they will apply for the remaining 30 charges to be taken into consideration for sentencing. Singapore ministers are among the highest paid in the world. Although the amount involved in Iswaran's case appears relatively minor, his indictment is an embarrassment to the PAP, which prides itself on a clean image. The last cabinet minister charged with graft was Wee Toon Boon, who was found guilty in 1975 and jailed for accepting gifts in exchange for helping a businessperson. Another cabinet minister was investigated for graft in 1986 but died before charges were filed.
The US is returning 297 antiquities that were stolen or smuggled from India, many of which date back centuries. Marking the handover, President Joe Biden and India Prime Minister Narendra Modi posed for a photo in front of several of the artifacts. In July, the US and India signed an agreement to protect cultural property by preventing illegal trade and streamlining the process for returning stolen antiquities to India. The relics, most of which are terracotta artifacts from eastern India, are expected to be repatriated shortly.
The timing coincided with Modi's visit to Biden's hometown, where the president held a Quad summit over the weekend aimed at strengthening the close alliance between the US, India, Japan, and Australia. The artifacts, ranging from sculptures to vases, belong to a period spanning from 2000 BCE to 1900 CE. Some are made of stone, metal, wood, and ivory. India has faced an uphill battle in protecting its valuable cultural treasures from looters, though it has been making headway in recent years. The US has returned 578 pieces of cultural artifacts to India since 2016, repatriations that have become an important aspect of India-US cultural understanding and exchange in recent years.
A soccer pitch in London collapsed, and other parts of the United Kingdom were submerged by flash floods Monday after some areas saw a month's worth of rainfall in 24 hours. Roads were closed, some train lines in London were suspended, and dozens of people reported their houses being submerged as part of central and southern England saw about 60 to 80 millimeters of rainfall. A few locations were expected to be hit by more than 120 millimeters of rain.
In the capital, the London Fire Brigade said emergency responders received around 350 flood-related calls. These included rescuing people trapped in cars, assisting residents from their homes, and responding to flooding in underground train stations, roadways, homes, and businesses. At the Cherry Red Records Stadium, AFC Wimbledon's soccer pitch appeared to have developed a sinkhole due to heavy rains. The football club confirmed that Tuesday's third-round Carabao Cup fixture against Newcastle United had been postponed, citing overnight flooding of the River Wandle and surrounding areas. It said the stadium would be closed until further notice, and a rescheduled date for the match has yet to be confirmed.
Princess Kate made her first public appearance since announcing she had completed chemotherapy and would be returning to some public duties. She was seen attending a Sunday service at Graft, a church near the family's royal memorial estate in Scotland. In newly released photos, the Princess of Wales was captured smiling in the passenger seat of a car driven by Prince William, accompanied by a convoy carrying other members of the royal family, including King Charles III and Queen Camilla.
Early this month, Kate said in a deeply personal video message that she had completed treatment for an undisclosed form of cancer that was detected after abdominal surgery earlier in the year. In the video, she said her path to healing and full recovery is long, and added that she would undertake a few more public engagements in the coming months. NBC News Royal contributor Katie Nichols said Kate was beginning to look very much like her old self, but warned that her attendance at the church service did not mean the public would be seeing much more of her. Last week, Kate held her first official engagement since she completed treatment.
The answer for yesterday was A, repressively. The government's decision to handle the situation repressively angered many citizens as it severely restricted their freedoms. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of China's youth unemployment hits fresh high. Number 1, contraction. 收缩,缩短. The contraction of the muscle is what allows you to move your arm. Number 2, restrictive. 限制性的, 约束的. The new policy is too restrictive and limited our ability to innovate. Number 3, absorb. 吸收,吸取. Plants absorb water through their roots. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday news. Be sure to tune into Funday news from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Helen, your host. I'll see you next time.